Well, hi everybody. We're going to do something slightly different today. The last video you saw, I was trekking around in the woods looking for dumps. And this one I know is a dump. But what I want to illustrate to you about this dump is that it's not what you think. Well, not what I thought when I first came across it. We're on a big mound of fill. And we're on a real high mound of fill, actually. You can look down on the bricks and debris down here. You'll notice that it's pretty rough. You'll also notice here, beside the bricks, there's a street post. And they're all through here. These street posts used to mark on the corners the city streets here in town, and it lends me to believe that this was the dump for the road department, and that's how you can get fooled when looking at aerial view maps of times when they were in use. They look like scars in the ground. They have a similar appearance to being a dump, but in fact, they are a street garbage depository. They're using it to throw in concrete, asphalt, stuff that old paving bricks, and they had to get rid of it somewhere. And this low-lying swampy area at the time was sort of out of town. You're sort of reaching the edge of town, so this was a convenient place. Now it's a park. You know, it's protected, which is fine because it can't be really used for much after the abuse it's taken. You can see there that was part of a culvert. So let me walk around and I'll show you some more interesting things. There's good old Blockburg Habersham, one of the major streets in town. So this definitely tells me what this dump was. Mostly concrete. There might be a bottle here or two. We don't know yet, really. I've never looked. I get discouraged when I come here because it looks so industrial. But I will turn you on when something else interesting. But just a little note on what kind of dumps they're around and how you can get fooled thinking they might be garbage dumps. Okay. I had to show you this because I think, you know, you're looking at something that would become in the future might be very valuable, and that's big slabs of granite. These granite slabs were used for sidewalks in the day and in foundation stones, and being the road department, it was probably street edging, and street edging and sidewalks. Once the concrete came in and they refurbished the roads, they pulled up the old granite. See, these are the mine. The mine made these marks. They drilled in metal rods, and they would pry the rock open. They would use dynamite to crack it. Here, looks like a piece of an old castle, but it's not. What this is a drain culvert. You can see where the steps were cemented in, where they can climb down into this dorm drain. They replaced them, some of them, with concrete, so the old brick ones that kept needing repair they were discarded. We're coming to trash now, but nope, it's not all. This is a homeless camp trash. I can just tell. A lot of plastics, a lot of real contemporary crap, and that burn barrel there, clothing, you know, all this stuff here been here in the last maybe 10 years, maybe at the most. Somebody's been here not too long ago. They lost their trousers. Yeah, this is a homeless camp. Very obvious. And that's one of the major problems with treasure hunting today when it comes to rural areas, or urban areas, I should say. I'm sorry. Urban areas. The trash, the occupants of these woods are not generally friendly. They have problems. That's why there's a living in the woods. So I try to avoid them, and sometimes they're camped right in the middle of a pretty good dump area. So yeah, don't be fooled by this. Let's keep going. Well, we've come across a trash area. This area here was probably put in, or the trash was discarded here back in the 60s. I'm assuming. You can see there's some bottles that look old, and in our perspective today, they're maybe 55, maybe they're 60 years old at the most. For some people that are in their 20s, that's pretty old. For me, it's not old enough. But there's a Coke with this cap still on it. It was probably ACL. This here bottle, I don't know, was it a whiskey bottle? This here's a like. I don't know what kind of bottle that is. ACL. But here it's a dump. Somebody dug here. It could have been me many years ago. I don't know. It looks like it hasn't been dug in a while. And the trash here, of course, is plastic. You see plastic like that, don't even mess with it. It's not going to be worth your while to waste your time. And so there is some domestic trash here, but there's also a homeless camp right around the corner here. So I got to be quiet. I don't want to disturb them. So they move around. They don't stay in one section. They stay in the same area primarily, wherever they're to be secluded. But they don't stay in one spot. They'll move. Maybe they'll be told to move, and they oblige. But they just from where they originally are now, they just move 50 feet away. So technically, I guess that gives them a right to stay around. Okay, I've been down here before. I mean, I have been. This is not a new place for me. But generally I don't. If I get discouraged, I just leave quickly, and I don't really explore anything. I'll do a little exploring here and see if we can cough up anything half interesting here. Here we go. More homeless. They're right over there, in that direction over there. And right there's my truck. You can see through the weeds. There's the pool. Man, it's secluded, but not that bad. Not that well secluded. Okay, let's keep going. This is what I mean. This is a good dump right here, too. Mostly 50 stuff. But you can't get anywhere because, you've got this stuff right here. I mean, there's a camp right there. I don't know if anybody's living there, but there's a real big one over there, and I know the guy who lives there. I met him a couple of years ago. He's a vet. So, I don't know. Let's find a place we can really check out. You might hear dogs in the background. They're homeless people's dogs. They keep them for security, of course. And because they live in a junkyard, they're as mean as a junkyard dog. So I'm not going any further. I'm not going to get bit by some rabid hound. So we're going to turn around, go back up the creek here. Moving quickly today. It comes off the lake. It's not the canal, part of the canal system. It was just a drainage. Savannah has suffered in the past with a lot of, flooding. So they had to dig these drainage ditches, and it sort of messed the land up a little bit. Some places are inaccessible, like across the way there. I can get in there somehow if I wanted to go along the edge, but it's getting hot and I'm not messing with it just to be run off by another bunch of homeless dogs. So we might end it with this. Bye. I've been trying to find a dry spot to venture in this place, and I came to this little wooden inlet island, and I did come across something, so I'm not skunked. Beautiful drop, 4 point. Look at that patina on that. You can get that in a store, and there are deer. I see their tracks all over. So one dropped his looked like his left antler right there. Cool, I'll take it. It's a lethal, really good condition, man. Yeah, not skunked today. Got myself a 4-pointer. Well, I'm back. I know this is a short one, but as the weather gets warmer and more humid and everything grows up, they're going to be short. I want to put some out, videos. I want to keep in touch with y'all and tell you what I'm doing, but the chances of me going out and digging in hot weather is going to be pretty slim. Walking videos, I might put out a few if I can find interesting places. I was lucky enough to find this 4-pointer. That's a healthy deer right there. There's a button right there. That is picture perfect. A knife maker or somebody into putting handles on things, that would be, a choice piece of bone right there. That's a healthy city deer. The other thing was this little graduated med that I'm just probably going to give to somebody. It's a 19 looks like a 54 Owens Illinois Durglass. Anyway, so that was my little sojourn into the urban area. I know it wasn't that exciting. It was probably more exciting for me than for you, because I'm walking through the homeless camps, and you never know what's going to pop up there. It looks like an apocalypse had just occurred, and we don't know who's lurking in them tents. I'm not disparaging anybody, but benefit of the doubt. So I'll be out again maybe next week if the weather is a little cooler. I'll go out to the dump and dig, see where I can find more Pepsis. Other than that, have a great day, everybody. Talk to you all later.